The following tutorial is brought to you by WholeLoops.com.
It's production time. I'm Reid Stefan, realist puppet in the game. Today, we're going to be creating our own custom drum grooves. It's going to be really quick, it's going to be really simple, and it's going to be really fun. What I have set up here is a basic 4-to-the-floor beat using one-shots that I picked from Tropics, which you can get at WholeLoops.com. As you can see, this sequence has no groove yet. We are going to be adding an arpeggiator to the hi-hats to create this groove. So our hi-hats are our third channel here. We're just going to pull this out of MIDI effects and drop it down. Let's turn the gate up to about 90%. Instead of having the full length sample, we're going to do almost full length and just do 90%. But what it gives you here is exactly what you would expect. Even though our hi-hat, we've only clicked in quarter notes, when we put our arpeggiator on it, it re-triggers it at whatever speed we dial in here, whether it's 16th notes or triplets or 8th notes. Nothing exciting here, and definitely nothing groovy here. It gets groovy when you switch sync to free. And what this does is that this knob becomes millisecond increments instead of musical note increments. So you kind of have to manually dial in those 16th notes, but when you do it on a millisecond dial, you never get it quite perfect. But that's actually a good thing, because groove is all about imperfection. So let's make some 16th notes. If you hold command while you turn this knob, you'll get much finer and much easier control and be able to pick exactly which millisecond amount you want for the tempo that you're trying to make 16th notes at. And what you're essentially getting is 16th notes, but there's something a little bit sloppy about them. But I think that sloppiness, which is really just lateness, is what makes them come to life. Because when you compare it with 16th notes, it seems very lifeless when you put it in sync. And then when you come here and you can kind of freak it a little bit, maybe make those a little bit later, what you're left with is your custom groove.
Do you produce music and love making fat Moombahton beats? Are you addicted to the dancehall rhythm? Do you find yourself using that same old reggaeton loop again and again? Then we've got the product for you. Get your coconuts ready for Hot Tropics, our brand new sample pack of Moombahton, Afrobeat, and dancehall hits. Here at Whole Loops, we've handcrafted over 200 organic loops and recipe kits for your tropical bangers. Hot Tropics is available now at WholeLoops.com.
Now this also works great for hip-hop beats. So if we slow this down to 90, for example, we can take out our 2 and 4 kick, and let's just put in like a little ghost kick on just later than the 16th note. It doesn't really matter where. If you hold command and kind of slip this entry point around, you'll find a perfect spot for it. We'll move it around as we go, but let's see what happens now. Oh, let's go back to our hi-hats. Just keep pushing it later and later until you find that pocket. Hold command while you move it, and you can really find that sweet spot. And timing wise, this is almost completely out of time, but as you could see, that's what makes this beat something to nod your head to. Hey. Well, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. This is a really great way to start a song. I wouldn't recommend doing all of your drums this way, but what this is for is to take a step in a direction that you never would have, trying to hit the hi-hats in on your MIDI keyboard or click them in with your mouse and try and load up a swing out of the groove pool. I find you simply do not have as many options at your fingertips that way as you do when you're really just messing with this one knob, because you can go like that, bouncing. I like when the hi-hats bounce. Anyways, that's the arpeggiator. Yes, it is kind of a misuse of that plugin, but sometimes when you misuse things, that's when you end up breaking new ground, and that's when you end up coming up with something that is new to you and new to others. So I encourage you to take this and try this on more than just hi-hats. There's a lot of fun things you can do with this. If you enjoyed this information, please leave me a comment saying why. If you would like me to talk about something else, please leave me a comment telling me why. Thank you for subscribing. New videos coming next week. I'll see you soon.